This is Dave Espino with the Daily Hustle, and on today's Daily Hustle, I want to talk about passion. I truly believe that passion is the fuel for entrepreneurial success. Now, not every entrepreneur will admit or will say that passion is a big deal in their business. In fact, there is a wide swath of people who say passion has nothing to do with success in business. In fact, they say that business is simply a math proposition, simply a matter of you getting X number of customers to make X amount of money, and it's simply business. It should be emotionless and should be without passion. While on the one hand, I would say that there are plenty of businesses that run perfectly well like that, without passion, without emotion, and that kind of thing. I would say that the fulfillment comes from doing something that you're passionate about. And let me tell you something, I am completely passionate about the things I do in my business. And there's a good reason for that. When I had my eBay infomercial, I had a chance to meet some of our success stories, some of the people that had achieved great success with my eBay product. My product taught people how to sell on eBay, and it taught them all of my advanced strategies and all of that. And so people would buy it from my TV infomercial, and then they would put it to work, implement the strategies, and then once a year when we refreshed the infomercial, we came out with a new show. We would put a call out to all the people who had purchased the product and find out who had the good success stories. It was actually quite a process to not only find those people, reach out to them, but then carefully document their success. We had to get bank statements, we had to get information, we had to get PayPal statements, we had to check out their eBay accounts to ensure that they were truly the success stories that we were portraying them to be, because there are plenty of very strict laws about that we wanted to be sure to comply with. So in that process of actually meeting some of these success stories, I got in touch with kind of the fulfillment of my passion. You see, my passion from day one has been to help a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people, to be successful in their own home-based online business. And that's from day one. Now, I was influenced by a real estate speaker that I went to see when I was 19 years old. My mom took me to a real estate seminar here in Southern California, and I was mesmerized by this speaker who was talking about something called financial independence. I hadn't really heard that term before. I was only 19 years old. And it did something in my mind. It did something in my brain. It lit off a bunch of synapses, and it got me totally excited, not just because he was showing people a way to become financially independent. In that case, it was through real estate investing, but more because I saw a room full of people who were interested in becoming financially independent, and I saw this guy was actually helping them to do that. You can read a person and you can kind of sense what a person's all about by listening to them speak for an hour, hour and a half, 2 or 3 hours. And I got a sense very clearly and very quickly that this person was legitimate, he was honest, he cared about the people he was serving, and he was there to help them learn how to do what he had done. So I set about to do that. And I actually did buy some properties and got pretty successful at real estate at a young age. But because I was so impatient, I didn't stick with it. I went on to other business opportunities and worked at those. When I got started selling on eBay, that was the light bulb moment for me. This was where I realized, you know what? I could realize the fulfillment of that dream of being that person who helps thousands and thousands of people to be successful. So when I actually had a chance to meet some of these success stories, some of these people who were doing really well with my eBay system, it was an amazing moment. I met one young man who was not able to work in his small town because of a disability. I think he had MS, and it was a debilitating situation where he couldn't go to a regular 9-to-5 job. And he had made, I think, something like $27,000 that year, which to him was an incredible amount of money, not because of the money, but because of what it allowed him to feel like. He said, "Dave, I feel like a man again because I can provide for my family again." And he was in tears as he told me this. And I was almost in tears as he was telling me this. And it was just so amazing to meet these people face to face and to meet people who had taken my strategies and made them work for them and how it had changed their families' lives. That was a turning point moment for me. And then there was a lady whose husband was going to be the success story, on the show. He was being filmed. And she pulled me aside and she said, "Dave, you have no idea." And right as she said, "You have no idea," she started to tear up and started to just be really emotional. And then once she gained her composure, she started telling us her story about how, they didn't have any money for anything. They were just scraping by, and they couldn't even send their daughter to cheerleader camp. And then they bought my product on TV, my How to Sell on eBay product, implemented it, and the year before, the success story that we were featuring, they had made over $700,000 on eBay. And as she continued to tell her story, she just got overly emotional, and she said, "You have no idea," and she walked away. And I had to excuse myself at that moment and go into another room because I got so emotional about what a difference I had made and how God had allowed me to make a difference in this family's life. And man, it was amazing. And let me tell you something. I've been passionate about helping people with home business ever since that one real estate seminar. And I believe that passion is the fuel that drives you to success. When things get difficult, and they usually do, when things get tough, when you get beat up by people or circumstances around you, it's passion that's going to fuel you forward and move you forward to your success. When you don't have passion, it's very easy to give up and it's very easy to quit. But with passion, with a vision of what you have in store for yourself and for the people you're serving, you can make a difference, not only in your own life, but in other people's lives. So that brings me to this graphic that you see here. This is something that Udemy gave me. They emailed this to me yesterday, and it shows my contribution on Udemy, and it really just got me excited because it shows that I've created 48 courses. I have 92,000 students around the world, and these 92,000 students are in 184 countries, literally almost every country in the world, and they are taking my online courses. I am making a difference in their lives. In some cases, maybe even changing their lives, where maybe they have no opportunity in their country to work a regular 9-to-5 job like we're blessed with here in America. Maybe they don't have the same opportunities. In fact, maybe they don't have any opportunities, and yet I can reach out through the power of online teaching and show them online opportunities that they can take advantage of, that they can put into effect, and they can change their families' lives with. And let me tell you something, I am passionate about that, and I make no apologies about being passionate about my business. As you can see, of 1,965 five-star reviews, 275,000 minutes that have been spent learning from my courses. So let me tell you something, online teaching is one of those businesses where you can be passionate about what you're teaching, passionate about serving others, passionate about helping other people either improve their job prospects, get into their own business, learn some kind of new freelancing business for themselves, and basically improve their lives. And if that's not something to get passionate about, I don't know what is. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Hustle.